OpenAI's GPT-4 with Vision enables the user to instruct GPT-4 to analyze image inputs. It does this with amazing accuracy and is even able to understand composition, actions, or interpret a meme, things that you would only expect from a human. On the other hand, we have DALL-3, OpenAI's image generation tool, which again works incredibly well. It understands composition, layout, light, so it can follow detailed instructions when generating new images. But, not surprisingly, neither of these tools are perfect, so I wanted to run an experiment and see how much an image would change if I first asked GPT-4 Vision to describe it in as much detail as possible, then feed that description to DALL-3 to generate a new image based on that, and then simply repeat this process 10 times to see how much the original image would change due to the mistakes made along the way. For this experiment, I thought I would use an image that's already quite weird and hard to interpret. I found this free-to-use photo by Jacob Owens with a person sitting on a plastic chair underwater, surrounded by colorful water bottles. I'm interested to see what this will end up looking like after 10 interpretations and regenerations. I think even small mistakes at each iteration would be enough to end up with a completely different picture, so I'm curious to see how this plays out. Okay, first, let's upload the picture and ask GPT-4 for a detailed description. My prompt is: explain what you see on the picture. Your description will be used as the prompt for the next image generation, so be as detailed as possible to make sure nothing is missed. Okay, we now have a detailed description. In the image, there is an individual underwater sitting on a red plastic chair. The person is wearing colorful swim trunks, a vibrant patterned shirt, and sneakers which are predominantly turquoise with white soles. The individual also has on a black snorkeling mask and is giving a peace sign with the right hand. Surrounding the person are various glass bottles floating as if suspended in the water, with contents of different colors. The sunlight penetrates the water, creating a dappled light effect on the sandy bottom. The water is clear and azure, suggesting a sunny, tranquil environment, possibly in a pool due to the presence of tiled edge at the top of the frame. The overall atmosphere is surreal, blending the everyday activity of sitting at a table with the underwater setting. That's actually surprisingly good, and it hasn't really missed key details. There are small issues like the trunk is not that colorful, and it thinks the person is wearing a black snorkeling mask, and I don't think that is a peace sign he's giving. Let's now go over to DALL-E and generate the image based on the description. Not too bad at all. I think the basics are well preserved. We still have the red plastic chair, the colorful trunks, the glass bottles, so we are not far off. Okay, let's go back to GPT-4 for a new description, then back to DALL-E. The second picture is still very similar to the original, and I can only see small differences. On the third picture we now have a table and a few random objects in the background which we didn't have on the original. Number 4 is almost the same, taken from a slightly different angle. On the fifth generated image, we now have flippers on the foot of the person, and it seems those scattered objects have been decided to stay. A beach ball, flippers and goggles, and there's now another person in the background. Okay, the picture is now getting a bit weirder. A person in the background swimming, cocktails on the table, seashells on the floor. Picture number 7 looks very busy. More and more objects appear out of nowhere. We have a cocktail bar, sandy sea floor, with a person peeking out of the sand, fish swimming, seashells. The underground pool has turned into a sea floor. But this is still very impressive because I was actually expecting the photo to turn to something completely different by now. Let's carry on. This is picture number 8. Picture 9. And here we have the final picture, number 10. For some reason, the sides of the swimming pool came back and we ended up with an underground sea-themed tropical cocktail party, complete with a treasure chest, shells, beach balls, fish swimming and 2 divers. I think it's actually pretty impressive how we kept most of the details just from a text description and the visual model describing what it sees. I was expecting the picture to look completely different after 10 iterations, and the result tells me that GPT-4 Vision and DALL-3 are very capable tools and they can accurately understand and generate pictures based on a detailed description. What do you think?